What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Sefcik Show. Another video for you guys today. Listen, I just want to know the truth about everything. I want to make sure I'm honoring the Lord in everything. So for me, in my house, we're constantly studying, researching the Word, looking at history, really understanding the full picture here. I want to know why people celebrate so-called holidays. I want to know if the feasts are more important, right? Like, these are the things that I really want to know, because I'd be ignorant, willingly ignorant, which is foolish, the Bible says, and is sin, if I just looked past it and said, no, I like the comfort of my ways. I'm going to keep doing this and doing that. I don't really want to know the truth. So why am I saying that? Here's a quick video for you just to watch. If you're convicted, corrected, that's on you. I just know I'm going to continue to search the truth. All right? So check this out. It's only 4 minutes. Check this out.
Howbeit then, when ye knew not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods. Ye observed days and months and times and years.
There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
What is observing times, and what does it have to do with witchcraft?
So let's first talk about Sabbats and what they are. For a beginner Wiccan, one of the first things that you'll learn about are Sabbats. So in Wicca there are 8 Sabbats, which celebrate seasonal changes throughout the year. The Sabbats are also known as the Wheel of the Year.
The Wheel of the Year is the calendar of holy days, of sacred holidays. So traditionally in the Wiccan tradition, the Celtic, Anglo, the new year began at Samhain, which we know as Halloween. 6 weeks later, we have the winter solstice, which is the shortest day and the longest night. And it is the night of mystery, the night of the womb, the night in which the great goddess gives birth to the sun, S-U-N.
To the sun, S-U-N.
And the Christian calendar had to adapt itself and move the date of the birth of Christ to be proximal to the winter solstice, because the old religion was hanging on and people wouldn't give it up.
This year I've also decorated my altar with mistletoe as well. If you guys didn't know, mistletoe is actually a pagan tradition. Traditional pagans would bring live pine trees into their home and hang food on them for the wandering spirits that didn't have anywhere to go around Yule. If you guys weren't actually aware, Christmas was actually originally a pagan holiday, so if you see a lot of relations to do with these, this is why. For this year I've actually had loads and loads of fun creating evergreen wreaths to go on my door, and also bringing bits of old Yule and old pine into your house if you can find any, and also having pine trees as well in your house.
It looks familiar. That's all I'm saying.
Seem to have consisted with eating and doing some Yule-related spells, like I said, for peace and happiness within the new year. Usually around this time as well, you tend to have a big meal with either your family or your coven members or your witch friends or whoever you'd like to share it with.
Now, today's episode is about the Wheel of the Year, the 8 holy days of the year. It's something, that I've been using in my personal life for many, many years now, just following these natural cycles of nature. Now, what's interesting about the celebration of Yule is that the traditions that you would normally do at Yule are the traditions that today a lot of people think are Christmas traditions. But here's the truth. The reality is that all of the Christmas traditions that we know of today, the Christmas tree, the Yule log, all of these traditions, they actually come from Yule. So they were taken from Yule. So what happened is that back in the day when the Roman Catholic Church was trying to convert people to their religion of Christianity, well, they were having a lot of trouble doing it, right? People were very stuck in their old ways. They wanted to keep their tradition, which is normal. So what they decided to do was to make their important dates, such as the birth of Jesus, such as the resurrection, all of these important dates, very close to the 8 holy days. Now, here's what's interesting is that perhaps you don't know this, but Jesus was not actually born on the 25th of December. And today there's a lot of evidence
born in
that shows
September.
this. He was actually born in March.
No,
in the
that's
spring
false
equinox.
too.
So
But at least she
what they
knows
did is
more
that they
than most
changed
Christians.
The date so it was closer to Yule, so that people would celebrate
Jesus
the same way
was
they celebrated
born nowhere
the birth
near
of the
December.
sun. Right? S-U-N. Now they were going to celebrate the birth of the sun, S-O-N. So this is where I like to start, like I said, my wheel of the year in Yule. This is the first celebration, a celebration where I do all the traditions that, again, are from Yule, but that are considered today as Christmas traditions.
All this business about mistletoe, pagan. Christmas trees, pagan. Giving out gifts, pagan. Every bit of it is pagan. Every single bit of it is pagan. We've Christianized it all. And so that's good. And so we have time, we celebrate for Jesus. Everybody gets all misty-eyed. But the truth is, they're all pagan. Hey, thanks for those questions. I hope I didn't shock you. I'm not being irreverent, but it's the way it is.
So when you're putting your tree up?
Huh? I finally got one of those fake trees, and it's beautiful. It's already pre-lit, and you just plug those little joints in, stick it up, and plug them in, and all of a sudden you've got a riot of light. I like all the decorations. The Founder's Inn is just loaded with decorations. It's very pretty, but pagan.
And he said unto them, Full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. Howbeit then?
So, you got people that are open in witchcraft. They know more than most Christians do about, like, if you're a Christian today and you're like, no, what Christmas came before these pagan things, you're way off. Like, at least be honest for a second and know that the Catholic Church just purposely pushed, Christ's birth, his resurrection on days that were already worshipped by pagans, so that they can have more kind of like compromise or make it like look like it's more like, because the people didn't want to give up these pagan holidays. They loved it too much. You see that with Halloween as well. And why does it trigger people so much when you just say these type of things? Like, there's probably people getting upset right now because you want to hold on to your Christmas tree, and life's about receiving gifts and all this stuff. It's like, what? Like, Christ was the gift. Like, the wise men brought him presents, not the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go into all these other things, Santa and everything's but you see everything but Christ. And then some people compromise and are like, let's do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't want to risk it anymore. I've been convicted. Me and my family have been convicted. Listen, I used to love the Christmas tree. I used to love Santa. I used to love all these things, but I realized something. I stopped trusting my parents and adults when I found out Santa wasn't real. I'm just being honest. I knew more about Santa than Christ in the first place. And when I found out my parents and other adults were so good at lying to me for so many years, I never trusted another adult just based on the Santa thing alone. And then elves don't exist, and the list goes on. You know what I'm talking about. And then it's supposed to be some joke, thou shalt not lie. So that's a whole other thing, a whole other topic. But for me, it's just like, I don't want me and my family attached to anything that the pagans have already celebrated, or that the Lord can say, listen, I made it very obvious to you. I know all the other Christians wanted to still do this, but I wouldn't even play with it. That's just for me. I'll leave it at that. Love you guys. If this triggered you a little bit, ask yourselves why. But there's a lot more things we can study in terms of when Jesus was really born. What should we really be doing to celebrate Jesus' birthday? It doesn't say it in the Bible at all. So why, is there so much emphasis on that? A whole other topic, like I said. But I just wanted to share that video today, you guys. I love you guys. Comment. Let me know what you think about people celebrating Christmas, which comes from what the Catholics said it was called. It was Christ's Mass, right? So what do you think about Christmas? I'd love if you guys message me. Tell me what do you and your family celebrate Christmas in any way? Let me know. God bless.